Well, you know,
Gets the word out.
It gets the word out. Yeah, I mean, it's like free advertising on people's backs. You know, we're really
actually
a
not
small
making-
corporation.
We're not making money on the shirts because we're selling them at the cost, you know, to make them.
Yeah.
Right, that's the primary function. It's just marketing and trying to get people to wear it, and so that next time we come, we've had all this free advertising.
Yeah, we're not really, you know, fashion people. We're not looking to pursue it as a career. We're not making
Speak for yourself,
t-shirts.
man.
Although this is a way for Daniel to parlay into that
DS.
business. DS.
Me and Adrian kind of pulled together something, but it was an adapted design.
And it was a last minute thing.
And it was
literally.
highly contentious too. We all had different ideas.
See, when you see the,
Not
see, I
highly,
did the
but-
pins. The pins are very different looks, so we have two different looks going on. Which
Yeah.
Ideally, someone buys a T-shirt and wears the pin, and then they have two different worlds.
How about
That's
that?
one of 4 pins. Yes.
Why aren't you wearing it?
I noticed,
I just, you know, I just be prepared, you know.
among other things, you have some CDs out there. Are those for sale?
They are for sale.
Practically giving them away.
But we're practically, yeah.
Yeah, we're paying people.
In a way, it's similar.
to buy them.
We didn't want to release a real record to some degree, I think, because we're trying to hold our cards a little bit, and we don't want to release a record unless we're going to do it properly. So by printing it in a thin sleeve and calling it an EP and making it available only on tour, we're kind of saying, okay, this isn't a release. This is just us getting our music out to the world, and ideally we'll release it properly down the line. So with other songs.
Ideally, as in 2.5 months from now.
2.5 months is not realistic. So this is something we've learned. We actually spent November in meeting after meeting after meeting with managers, and we ended up completely indecisive about who we were going to go with, and so we're currently managerless. But we did learn a lot, and one of the things we learned is if we want to release a record, they're saying minimum of 4 months of prep, of press, and getting it into the stores, and getting the band pays for it to be on sale the first 2 weeks, and all this stuff that
There are varying degrees of doing it right or wrong, and it's decisions we'll have to make to what extent we want to do it the way an official, official professional organization or label would do it.
Yeah, and
There's no rules.
And in this day and age, the model has changed so much because of the internet. I think just because of the internet, really, right?
And the World Wide Web.
And the World Wide Web,
Yeah.
and
They're both having a kind of
Because of Al Gore.
synergistic impact.
where you don't labels aren't necessarily the only way to get an album out. So we've actually been discussing a lot about whether or not we want to actually sign with a label, when ultimately, unless you're the hugest band that year and win a Grammy, you're not going to see any money. But if you're modest about putting your album out, you can see not a lot of money, but you can see a decent amount of money, a surviving amount of money.
and getting $7 per record instead of 90 cents or
Right.
whatever it
Or
is.
negative 90
Yeah.
cents is the case.
Right, do the math. You sell a lot less records, you get just as much money as if you were to sell more records at 90 cents.
So these are all things you're weighing then as a band, obviously, when you decide whether you're going to try to shop.
Yeah, and also, when deciding whether or not to go with a label, we have to consider that the label will ultimately own their song. I'm in the middle of like a declaration.
That was like the best part, right? Sorry.
Yeah, they'll, ultimately.